What's cooking, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe came highly requested by some of you all who are vegan or vegetarian. So in today's video I'm making my Chana Daal recipe. This is a very easy and simple lentil recipe. Dal literally translates to lentil in English, and this is cooked in my spicy masala gravy. Now there are several types of lentils out there, but I specifically wanted to make this one because it's probably the easiest one to make. Obviously there are so many ways to make lentils in different cultures, but this is the way Chana Daal is made in Pakistan, so I wanted to share my recipe with you all. So stay tuned for the recipe. Do consider subscribing if you're new here and you'd like to join my foodie family, and also hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And now let's get cooking. So this is Chana Daal, which means split chickpeas literally. This is probably one of my favorite type of lentils, and it can be easily found in any supermarket in the grains or lentils aisles. I'll be taking 1 cup of the Chana Daal and putting that in a medium bowl. To this I'm going to add room temperature water to soak it. You can let it sit for a few hours or overnight as I did here. And after the dal has sat overnight, I'm going to clean it now in a strainer. You can get rid of that water the dal was soaking in, and while cleaning it with cold water, you can remove any harder grains and any stones that might be in there. Sometimes there are little stones in the lentil packaging and you want to make sure to take those out, or else it can hurt your teeth as you eat. Once this is clean, you can set it aside for now. Now to boil the dal, I'm going to take a deep pot, and to this I'm going to add about 3 cups of water to cook the dal in. To the water, I'm going to add some turmeric. I eyeballed in about half a teaspoon. I'm also going to add a bit of salt to taste. And then I have 2 whole garlic cloves that I'm going to drop in there as well. You can chop the garlic if you wish to. And then I have the soaked and washed Chana Daal that I will also add into the water. Mix it all up so the turmeric and the salt can start to dissolve in the water, and let this cook through. As this cooks, you want to stir it occasionally and let it come to a full boil. As the dal is cooking, I am going to be removing some of that foam that comes on top. That is the starch that is cooking off, and I don't want to keep it. And you guys also have the option to cook this dal in a pressure cooker or an instant cooker if you have those. In both of those cookers, this dal can become tender in about 10 to 13 minutes or even less, I suppose. So if you want to cook this faster, you have those options as well. I like to cook this dal in the regular pot because it really doesn't take that long to cook anyway. And I'm going to keep checking to see if it is getting tender just by pressing it in between my fingers. In a regular pot, this will easily cook for about 15 to 20 minutes to get fully tender. And once this is cooked through, you can set it aside for now. And let's make the masala or gravy. I'm going to heat up a large pan now and add a good amount of oil to cook with. A few tablespoons will do. And once the oil heats up, I'm going to add cumin seeds to it. I have 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds here. Then I have whole cloves. I'm going to be using about 4, and I am also going to put those in the hot oil. Then I have 2 cardamom pods that I lightly smashed with my hand so the seeds inside can open up, and this will really add a nice fragrance to the dish. Then I have 1 onion that I chopped finely, and that will also be going in the oil. These are my aromatics that will give your house a beautiful scent while these cook. I want the onion to only become translucent before I add in my 3 garlic cloves that I chopped finely. Then I have a tablespoon of fresh ginger that I chopped, but I will only add about half of that for now, and I will add the rest of it later. Mix everything together so all the aromatics can cook and become the base of the masala for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'm adding 2 large tomatoes that I also chopped into the mix. Incorporate everything to cook down the tomatoes. I'm also going to add a little salt here to my taste so the tomatoes can start to sweat. And then I will cover this for about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes, you can see the tomatoes have cooked down a bit. They are softer now, so I can mash them a little with the back of my spatula. And now let's add the spices here. I have half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon, or to my taste, some red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. Mix these spices up to cook them till the raw flavor cooks off. And now I'm adding an optional 1 green chili that I cut into small pieces and then mixing that up as well. Followed by some salt to taste again. I will be adding salt several times as you'll see here, but I'm only adding a little bit at a time so that it doesn't over salt the dish. So add it to your taste, guys. And after mixing that up again, I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about another 3 to 5 minutes. Uncover it after a few minutes, quickly stir it around, and then you can add the cooked dal, including the water that it cooked in, because it has the turmeric powder in it as well as the whole garlic cloves. That water has nice flavor to it, and I added additional 1/4 cup of water or so to make a little gravy. Then mix everything up here again till it's well incorporated. And now I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of garam masala or allspice powder, the rest of the fresh chopped ginger, and some additional salt because it will need it since we added the dal now, and some more water. Make sure to taste it every time you add salt as to not make it too salty or anything, and mix it up to incorporate everything. Let it come to a boil on a medium-low heat and then cover it for 10 minutes, but leave it slightly open. And after 10 minutes, you can see how silky the gravy looks. Our dal is also cooked really good and all the flavors have married well with each other. I'm just topping it off with a little fresh cilantro and then mixing it up one last time. You can turn off the stove here, and now our dal is done. I'm going to be serving it with some white basmati rice because it pairs really well with it, but you can also eat this with some roti, some naan or parathas. This can even be eaten on its own as it is super flavorful. I love making dal on days I don't want to eat meat because it still gives me the protein and other nutrients my body needs. For those of you who had requested a dal recipe, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a very vegan and vegetarian friendly recipe for sure, but anyone who loves lentils and a simple meal can try this out. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you guys think of today's dal recipe. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my recipe for chana dal. I hope to share many more lentil recipes with you guys. I know I have a few vegan and vegetarian followers and subscribers, and you're always asking me to make vegetarian options for you guys on my channel, and I promise to share more vegetarian recipes with you guys too. So make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe before leaving. I'll be seeing you in the next one, guys. Until then, take care of yourselves.